Ever look at your bank account and think, wait, where did that $20 go? Or open your statement and wonder, why does it look like a list of random tech companies you've never even heard of? If you feel a little bit of dread every time you open your banking app, you're not alone. Most people believe they spend around $86 a month on subscriptions, but the real number is closer to $219. That's a $133 blind spot every single month. In other words, many of us are quietly hemorrhaging money to services we barely use or forgot about entirely. And it's time to talk about how to plug that leak. The old way of managing money, spreadsheets, and the classic advice to just be more disciplined simply isn't working for our generation. Subscriptions used to be simple, maybe a gym membership, maybe a cable bill. But in today's world, they're everywhere. Streaming services, cloud storage, meal kits, AI tools, even social media subscriptions. We are now the most heavily subscribed generation in history. On average, people maintain nearly 7 different services, and we spend roughly 3 times more than our parents' generation on these recurring charges. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This isn't happening by accident. Many companies have deliberately engineered their systems to keep us subscribed. Experts call these tactics dark patterns. They're design tricks that manipulate our behavior. Signing up is effortless, often just one click. But canceling, that can turn into a 9-screen maze, hidden menus, and endless confirmation steps. Companies rely on something called inertia. They count on us being busy, tired, or simply unwilling to fight through the cancellation process. Psychologists even call this friction sludge, and it's incredibly effective. So the issue isn't that we're careless with money. The system is simply designed to make losing track easy. But there is good news. There are a few practical, data-backed strategies that can help us take back control. Think of them as financial cheat codes. First, start a zombie hunt. Most people have what are called zombie subscriptions. These are services we stopped using months ago, but we're still paying for them. When you check your bank statement, don't just scan for names you recognize. Look carefully at the companies behind the charges. Many subscriptions appear under holding companies. For example, a charge labeled CBS Interactive might actually be a streaming service subscription. Tools can help make this easier. Some services scan your statements in seconds and identify recurring charges without even requiring you to link your bank account. Other apps monitor something called price creep, when companies quietly increase your monthly fee by a few dollars at a time. Second, use virtual cards for free trials. This one can completely change the game. Certain platforms allow you to create digital cards with strict spending limits or automatic expiration dates. So when you sign up for a free 7-day trial, you can use a virtual card that expires on day 8. When the company tries to charge you for that automatic annual subscription, the card simply declines. No forgotten cancellations, no surprise charges, and no more "I forgot to cancel" anxiety. Third, use algorithmic advocacy. Some companies make canceling incredibly difficult. You may have experienced this with gym memberships or services that require phone calls, long hold times, or conversations with aggressive retention specialists. This is where AI tools can actually help. Some applications now use AI assistants that will call customer service on your behalf. They navigate automated phone systems, wait on hold, and even negotiate bills or cancel subscriptions. If a company insists on making the process difficult, you can let an algorithm do the waiting. Now, managing subscriptions isn't just about saving money. Although finding an extra $200 to $600 a year is certainly nice, the real benefit is psychological. It's the shift from being a passive consumer to having financial autonomy. When small charges quietly leak from our accounts across dozens of services, they create mental clutter, background stress, a feeling that our finances are slightly out of control. Many of these subscriptions also act as subtle lifestyle signals. We see them as markers of productivity, status, or belonging, but they shouldn't feel like a trap. Taking control of your subscriptions is actually a form of financial self-care. It ensures your money is supporting your real goals. Maybe that trip you've been planning, maybe your first investment, instead of quietly funding a streaming platform you haven't opened since 2024. When you close the gap between what you think you're spending and what's actually happening, you're not just saving money, you're reclaiming control and freeing yourself from what many companies rely on, the loyalty penalty. If you want more practical cheat codes for navigating adulthood without the corporate jargon, hit the subscribe button, the free kind, obviously. We're here to make sure the money we earn actually stays with us. See you in the next one!